Welcome to Spintires Mud Runner. That's just the name of it. It's fairly similar to the original Spintires in that it's exactly the same. Gameplay wise, that is. There are a few changes, there are new maps and all of that sort of stuff, and it's lovely, really. I've played it a couple of hours so far and I've enjoyed it all the way. It's Spintires just polished a bit. This is the hardcore mode that I'm using. I've unlocked all of the first map, the bog as it's called. And we start off down here at this garage, and then you have to go all the way around, find equipment and that, and there's fuel stations. You know this from the first game. It's generally updated, it's generally quite nice. We're over here at this lock kiosk over here that I need to load manually, which I've got no idea of it, and we've got this here, and on board you. Oh, now I figured out how that works. Go away, don't need you. We probably need to move, I need to move the camera into a position that actually, works for this purpose. But there we go. At the very least, they didn't change the camera. I quite liked it. I know there was a lot of talk here back when it first came out and for all of its life for Spintires. But I quite enjoy this. I think it's a very good camera system for what it does and what it's meant to do. It does it very well. I just need to figure out how on God's green earth am I meant to attach these. I open up here, go into operate the loader, and then I clamp it down, but it just does not work. So I reckon what I need to do is perhaps go in for some... Can I please have some short lock? Something's blocking the area. Well, my dick's blocking the area, but you don't see my mum. Oh, hang on, that's the terrible way. No, that was not... I meant to do a your mum joke. Yeah, just did a my mum joke. That's not gone well. So that's a Halloween code for today. Incest. Well, can we try and pick these up then? Go in here. I'm sort of doing a mix between using a controller and my keyboard. Horn. We sort of grab it here, right? But when I lift it up, we don't actually grab onto anything. We're just really polluting right now. What am I doing here? What's even going on? I don't know. And camera action, please. Load it. No. Okay, can we please? Okay, I'm confused now. Okay, here we go. We got movement. This is going to go wrong. Yeah, look at that. I nearly flung out into the outer atmosphere. So I think this is what you're meant to use to load it, but I've just dropped that one there. I can't work this out myself, as you've already seen here. But I've got no idea any of this, and now we're sort of logged into the loader one over here. I don't know why it says 3 and 4 over there. That's not the right key. Why can't I... There we go. I'm out of it. No, there we go. We're out of it. Oh, in there. Yeah, controls are really weird for me. It just doesn't do any of the things that I expect it to do. So can we please go forwards? Because forwards is that way that we're looking now, but I'm actually looking backwards here. So I can't pick it up from that thing over there. It just doesn't work. Can I then pick up some of the other logs that are lying about? It'd be worth doing, innit? Okay, yeah, that was spacebar, and that is the hand. No, okay, so apparently we need to go forwards, that's right, because forwards is backwards, because of course it is. It's Russia. It would be backwards over here. No, we need to go backwards. We need to go into the advanced mode. No, okay, yeah, see, that's just the thing. I'm using the controller. I've got no idea what to do with the controller. So let's press up here, go into the loader mode. And then if I'm right, up and down, quite weirdly, is right and left on the right analog stick. That is confusing. Like, you don't raise and lower something by moving it left and right. You lower and raise it by moving it up and down correspondingly. But not in this, because, logic and that. It's Russian, logic doesn't exist. I think we all know that. So go into the loader. Okay, now I lowered it too far. We just need to flip it over here. I thought I could grab them by raising them up and clamping them down from the top. Like some sort of really cool thing from Robot Wars, but it didn't work. We can try it again though. I'm certainly willing to do that. Are we in what gear? We're in reverse. Are we in the right gear? We'll try and line it up then. Come on, in we go. Power on the key roulette. We just need to try and get the focus. There we go. We got the focus sort of right. We can actually go into the front camera mode. That is a lot better. Look at this. I'm aware there's first person, but there's no track IR support, so I'm not going to do a wheel with this. What was it? It was in here loader, and then we lower it. Look at this right here. You'd expect this to grab on properly, right? But I don't think it will. See, it just falls off there, which is completely useless. Nothing in the world has been as useless as this. No, that's up and down. It really just messes with your brain when you have to do lower is left. No, hang on. Lower is right and raise is left. That just messes with your brain. Just completely makes you go, nothing here makes sense, nothing at all. Are we still in reverse? We are, so we just need to give a bit of a throttle. Oh, there we go. I mean, this is actually good. Stop going backwards, you dick. So can we just go into loader mode then and clamp down? Have I got it? I've even lifted it when I meant to lift. This is good progress here. So we just... Now, see, now this is the issue, because we don't have enough load in there. We are sort of stuck with it being in the wrong place. So if we drive forwards nice and slowly... Nice and slowly, we have... No, hang on, not that view. Let's just try and view over here. Yeah, we got enough distance here. Okay, I can't jump out. Now I'm trying to play this like it's bloody farming simulator. So can we then change into the C255? I think this is a crash or something. Still, I don't really remember. It's not really important either. We released the parking brake. We need to slam it into reverse. We got diff lock activated. This is about to go to shit because I've got no idea how to reverse these kind of loads. Or with these trailers. This trailer is a right old tit to reverse when you don't have anything on it. Over here. And, I mean, this is actually quite okay. I've done a decent job here. Let's try and change into the key of it. By changing truck. I'm doing this with a keyboard because I can figure it out with a keyboard. So we need to go into the loader and then we need to raise it up. But this isn't really done well, is it? No, this seems entirely hopeless, and the parking brake's engaged. No, forwards, please. No, but we are all... This is hopeless! It's all wrong! It's all wrong! Everything's wrong. This is like doing brain surgery. I mean, what can we do? Brute force is always an option, and I'm always very much open for brute force. I would like to see what I'm doing, though. See, this is better, but we're in... Yeah, we're in forwards mode, but forwards mode is the wrong way right now. Come on, if I just ram this... Okay, no, we'll damage both trucks, and I don't want to do that. How on God's earth am I going to do this? Am I just going to have to consign these pieces of wood to, like, you know, the graveyard for trees? I mean, I feel like we've already done that very much over here, but I'll just try and ditch these over here to the side. No, not do that. We need to... No, I didn't want to winch. You see, there's a quick winch option, which is pointless if you ask me, because I never really feel like I need to do a quick winch. We need to go into the... hang on, what's the difference between operating a loader? Oh, I can release it, so I can just release it and then operate the lower. Oh, but that puts on some working lights. That was a concern I had. So if we just tip that out, and apparently you can't actually control the camera when you're doing this. So I have to do it with a mouse. Apparently we are winched onto a tree. Let's stop doing that. Go out here, then can we... Go away with your menus. I'm trying to do stuff here. And then, of course, the light goes off because I never need to see anything. There we go. I get it. Have I just got on this in a... Oh, I didn't get it. But this is close to being good. So I will now try and drive very, very carefully forwards. First of all, by releasing the parking brake. We don't need that engaged at the moment. And then I got to try and line it up over here with the trailer on the back of my lorry. That isn't a Ural. It's the fake Ural. Much like many things are fake these days, that is not a real Ural. But we've got to go into reverse, even though it just looks like we're going forward. This really messes with your head. It just makes everything seem wrong. This is why they do like instrumental flying for like pilots and that, because that apparently also like is completely wrong. We'll lower up here. You basically got to learn how to ignore all of your bodily instincts, which really just, I don't like doing that. That seems like a really stupid idea, but then again, that's probably why I'm not a helicopter pilot or an aircraft pilot in any way. And now I got a lock over here, my old lock friend down here, Loggin McLockface, is kind of getting jammed in there. This doesn't even clear, does it? Okay, let's go forwards. Got to line it a little bit better. Hang on, I'm actually clasping onto these quite nicely. Can I just drive this old thing forwards and then load it onto it? Let's try that onto the C255. Engage forwards, because this actually makes sense for once. Pop on the headlight so we have an idea where we are. Have we cleared that piece of lumber? Yes, we have, so stop here. Change back into the Kirovet, which is that. The K700, of course you know brand names and that. They can't call it a Kirovet. Even though I'm pretty sure the Russians, in all honesty, couldn't really give a toss about that kind of thing. Because, you know, they've got other things to think about when you're Russian. I mean, this really disqualifies a horror game anyway, because, you know, you're alone in the middle of, like, the Siberian outback. Is that not the most terrifying thing in the world? Like, this would be a horror game, a bona fide horror game, if there were just occasionally would be a man you'd see, or somebody walk around with a flashlight at night. That would just make it a horror game. The existence of another human being in a game like this is enough to make it a horror game. And that is a weird thing. I mean, if I just ram into that there, I then go into the advanced mode, go into this over here, can I then, like, that is raised up enough in it, can I then just topple it over when it's sort of in, and then we just release? Is that in? If I go out here, can I then, like, seal this load? Is this enough, or do I need a third one on it? I don't know, but this has gone better than it's ever gone before. That's a horn button. I'm trying to do an auto change into another car, and that doesn't work in this. Is this now loaded? Can I secure this load? Detached trailer. No, I can't. So go in here. Now, there is the old trailer attacher thing, but I didn't pick it up for this one because they spawned with it on. So we have two sitting in the little holder thing over here, the tray, you know, the carrier thing, the logging carry thing, with all of the locks on it. And I think we may be close to actually getting this lined up. Is it that one gets into this mode, which is entirely unusable because I'm going in reverse and I can't actually see what I'm meant to see. So we'll go out here and do this in third person. Thank you for locking that in. Can we then look around over here? I mean, I need to go to the front mode. There's the front mode. And then we need to go into the loader. Sort of like this, but I need to reposition the entire thing. This isn't a tractor, but it's not like a wheel loader. Well, probably it is like a wheel loader. So yeah, it's a wheel loader then. Go into the loader here. Can we then? No, we need to. Okay. Oh god. It's a mindfuck here. Lower this down. Clamp it in. Yeah, 60 later, and then switch this around. And then if I'm lucky. See, that's what I wanted to happen, and then I just release, and then I clamp down on it again, so we really trap it. You can also notice over here that there's a little bit of fuel in the tank. That's shown, and it's quite a nice little touch, because it gives you a little indication of how much fuel you have. We need then to load this on to the truck, which is over here. And this hopefully is going to stay right where it is, without falling off. Otherwise I'm going to use a lot of very not nice language at it. And it wants to comply. Oh, I've got to turn this. I mean, I've done 17 minutes of this according to my overlay, and we're nowhere near ready to do any actual, you know, log transportation just yet. Well, we're getting closer certainly, but nowhere near ready. And then flip this over here so we can just about clear this. So reverse out here, and then we're still in reverse, so we're going forward. Yes. And if I just lean on this here, right, go into the loader. No, that's just going to bend stuff, innit? I see the problem here is that I'm actually lined up with one of the supporting legs over here, but I'm not anymore. Release. They're not staying on. Fucking. Right, so we're going to have to try and shove it on with the loggy grabby thing out the back. Technical term there. I believe real loggers know it as the loggy grabby thing. Now, this is beginning to look like something. Admittingly, we need to lower the loader. And that is to the right. I mean, it really just... No, please, to Christ, I need to change that. That's pretty apparent. But I'm holding out until I've tried all the different cranes to change that, because it may turn out to work brilliantly with some other things. Oh, look at this! Oh my god, I'm a sexy beast. Oh my god, I'm making myself aroused right now. I can't believe I've just done this. And it works. Look at this! No, it's pivoting! Surely the game will agree with me that I've been magnificent and that this will work. I'll also sit properly so I'm not cooking up the microphone. Probably not, because I can sort of see what's gone terribly wrong here. I mean, does it automatically secure the load, or what the hell is going on? Can I attach a winch to these like lock pieces in order to help them align? 3 more locks need to be positioned, so Fuck. Okay, yep, 3 more logs. Apparently it's not pleased with those. I'll take it. Unfortunately, it is in the middle of the night, so I can't see anything. You can't see anything. It's not really gone well already. I'm going to go for this one on the ground. Sort of using that as a sort of stick of control. Stop here-ish and lower the loader. I mean, it's going decently now. So we'll try and reverse a bit more. Nope. We don't want to do that. We don't want to put on the brake either. We want to lower this. Can we just... Well, we can't. See, this is the issue here. Can we just, like... Oh! I've grabbed the lone piece of log. Just lift it up here. Release. You were meant to grab it! You see, now it's getting a bit lighter, so we can actually do this properly. We probably want to actually go in here and we want to try and perhaps lower this down to get underneath the other logs that we have and sort of help shove them up high. So if we pin them against here, we go into the loader and we... No, that's lower because, you know, of course left is lower. No, I can't do anything right now, sorry. So go into the lower. We've sort of got the back end there. No, that's not gone well. I think my problem here is that I'm using the wrong kind of loader on this trailer. We need the crane to go onto the medium log one. Oh, hello, look at this. This is good. This is another log that's done upright. So we go forwards to go in reverse. It's mind-fucking as fuck, but, you know, slightly better. Another concern that I'm having, and this is a very real concern, I'm turning this into a big old muck pit that eventually not even the Kirovex is going to do well in. Before I've even finished the first bloody load here. And normally in a game like this, I would be concerned about my fuel use. I certainly am when I play this, when I play the original Spintires, but I pretty much have to concede that there's absolutely no point in this situation. I just have to use a bloody shitload of fuel, and I'll have to figure out a solution to that later on. There's nothing really I can do right now. I just have to do this job and then worry about those consequences later. A very Russian approach to life, I will reckon. We grabbed onto this one, right? And if we just lift it up without absolutely messing everything up in life, that would be great. See, this is getting better. So go into the loader. Raise it up, raise it up, raise. There we go, raise it up. And then we go to... I mean, we're basically fucked here because the whole angles are very wrong, but I just apply loads of throttle and we now have intercourse. But... Nah, we've fucked here, mate. I don't think those load securement arms are going to have collision on them, so I'm just going to try and ram this in. Okay, they do, but I can quite easily circumnavigate them. So loader. Release. I've broken something. Don't know what. That's sort of loaded, innit? I mean, it's loaded for Russian people, right? We all agree that this is loaded for Russians. Do we? So, do we? Let's go into advanced. Do we... Oh my god, I have actually done it. We've got minimal damage. We can fill this up with a bit of fuel, I reckon. We can winch from the fuel tank. That's really unsafe. Just a pro tip in real life. Don't ever attach a winching point or anything to your fuel tank. Because, you know, it's very dangerous. We're then setting off on a logging job from this logging camp all the way over in that corner to our lumber mill down here. We need to deliver 8 points. That's 2 whole loads. And really, what way do we want to go down here? There are many ways actually. We can either go the long way over here via our new base, where there's also a fuel station if we wanted to fill up, and then down to the lumber mill, or we can go this way over this sort of ish way, or we can go the long way around using a way that we pretty much know very well, that I certainly know very well. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I want to be a bit stupid now. I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go here, and then I want to go down to this point, and then, because I'm a stupid idiot, I want to go through this marshland. Yeah, that is proper marshland, by the way. It's not conducive to driving in the slightest. It's very marshy, it's very wet, you're going to get bogged down. It's called the bog, for crying out loud. So we'll set off here, we'll go into low range, and we'll set up here nice and gentle. Well, this is going surprisingly well, considering I had to drink water while I drove the first couple of 100 metres. But I can also talk a bit about some of the changes that I've noticed so far in this. There seems to be some changes to the water mud. They are now treacherous. You don't want to go near water unless you have to. The mud is incredibly soft, it's incredibly thick, and you will get bogged down unless you are really prepared and you're going in there properly, which is sort of nice. Because it was a bit easy in the first one, unless you got in too deep. It was pretty easy. Now you really have to think about it, especially in the lighter vehicles. It actually seems to be more difficult to go through certainly streams with current in it than, it was in the past. And that's nice. I quite like that. It's just a bit more thinking to it. But the mud inside is just so... Oh, well, you'll see it up here because we're going into water soon. Apparently the diff lock's getting a wee bit hot, so we'll go into +1 here. We can put the power down. Go out of four-wheel drive, or rather all-wheel drive, because technically it is four-wheel driven, because it's going on the two rear axles on the front. What are we going after the water? I would like to know, but I don't think the game wants to tell me. Do we want... Yeah, let's try and go over here on the right-hand side. Okay, engage diff lock as well while we're at it. Are we getting bogged down here? Okay, yeah, we're in the high gear, that's why. They should be able to pull it out nice and gentle. You don't seem to have the same kind of truck customization you had in the first one. There's no tyre options that I've seen so far. You also have to unlock the trucks now, which is quite nice. They've added in actual gameplay. That's incredible. Anyway, yeah, there's none of that customization. You can't change the tyre types or anything like that. So, it's, I don't know what to say about it, because it was just sort of, you just went with something and you just stuck with it. Now you've just got something and you just have to deal with it, which is nice. I like games that do that. I also like games like this that aren't, big AAA games, because they all seem to have gone to shit. So I'm pretty much realised that I'm just stuck playing these smaller titles that are actually enjoyable, because they're made by people that actually care. Like the trucking simulators, American Euro Truck by SCS. This. The farming simulators, that's pretty much all I play these days. And Rome Total War as well, I've played a lot recently. I'll probably play some of the other Total War games as well, because they're quite nice and enjoyable. At least this is still the old lumbering process over here. We're just sort of bumping and lumping through the Siberian outback. Siberian wilderness, one of those things anyway. It's lovely. It's just nice slow pace out here. It's tactical. I would call this a tactical game, because you have to sort of plan ahead. You have to sort of go, okay, where can I drive? Because if you just drive like an idiot, basically, like I did there, you're just not going to go anywhere. This is the thinking man's game, and still, this is a man's game. I don't think a woman would ever have come up with the idea of making a video game about driving big vehicles through mud. That's just what we men do. Like, that's what we do. We punch stuff, we set stuff on fire, and we make things very dirty, and then a woman comes along and fixes everything while making us feel great. That's just the way life works, and why women are better than us men. We play in the mud, and women are busy fixing everything we fuck up. Prove in point here with this game. No, women wouldn't come up with this. They just go, what a stupid idea. We could make games that help fix the world, but no, let's go make big vehicles to drive through mud, because of course we would. We're idiots. Can we go through this? I think we can go through this way. Yeah, let's... Oh, cocking. Okay, pause for a moment here. Which way are we going? We are going... Are we going to the left? Straight. We can't go through that. That is something we can't go through. That is a solid object as well. A tree is a very solid object, actually. So reverse. Stop. Forwards, turn the wheel, and drive on. This should work. We've got a couple of rocks on that, but that's fine. Rocks are just traction in disguise. Oh god, I've just realised that I need to be Oh god, that's not a word, but I have to be very careful, don't I? If this topples over, I have to pick it up. I have to drive out the bloody Kirovets out here to pick it up, and then I have to drive it back because I need to do another load. Christ. So yeah, the whole thing about being tactical, very true, because if I cock this up, I know what I'm in for, and I don't want to do that. And this is a game with consequences if you're playing hardcore, which I am, of course. Why would I not be? Can we go into... Yeah, we can go into the high-low gear, or low-range plus. We just want to go a bit quicker here. My case in point here is that if I go fast, I can't get bogged down. It's a solid piece of logic. And it's a solid piece of logic that's actually working. Look at this, we're steaming down here. Let's turn off four-wheel drive and diff lock. And we want to save on that fuel. Okay, we're coming down here too. Oh my word, we're going into a ford. And there's a watchtower. They now have watchtowers where you unlock those viewpoints. A clever little idea, really. It just seems that they've done something nicely, and it's taken over by Focus rather than, was it? I don't remember what it was, but I won't mention it. But there was a lot of back and forth between the developer and the old publisher of Spintires. It didn't really go well, suffice to say. No, so it's now with Focus, the same people who does Farming Simulator, so it's on decent hands at least now, which is great. Developer that's not getting fucked over is good, in my opinion. And this is the bog we've now gotten into. We're just sinking right through the ground. And we're now going on a slight incline, which I really don't want to do. We have a very high centre of gravity on this trailer. So we want to be really careful, and we really don't want to get bogged down. But I will need fuel at some point, because in about 2 minutes I will have burnt through my fuel tank here. And as I say that, we are going to get ourselves bogged down here, and we have everything enabled. I don't think we can reach over there to those trees with our little winch, but we do have a far greater range on our winch this time, which is great. I do like a bit of whinging action. Can we get it stuck out here? Come on. Now, I think we are now mired here. Oh no, we're putting forward slightly. Come on, get grip. You're a good, trusty old army truck. You can do this, I believe in you. Sadly, no Kamaz on this level. Hopefully we'll get to that later on. I love that truck, the big orange one. Oh, it's so pretty and wonderful, and I love it very much. And I'm deeply sad that I don't have it here, but I'll just make do without it. We do, however, need to get some fuel to this bad boy, because we're down to 41. And I reckon we're going to spend a lot of that as we just try and get ourselves out of this mess. But we can also use that fuel tank to pull ourselves free. So let's go ahead and change over. Or we can go ahead and we can delete this path over here, because we just absolutely no need for that. Do we want to go for the B? Well, we can go ahead and see what the C is. This is a Ural, I think. Yeah, this is probably a Ural. We can go ahead and we can attach a... We can't attach that, no, because we need the... Oh, God, yeah, I forgot that. We need a fuel system that needs a fireproof exhaust for logical reasons. So we'll slam on that and slam on the fuel system. And it would also do, we might as well do a spare wheel just in case we need to repair stuff. I don't think there's any penalty, maybe it's like weight penalty on it. Oh yes, we are in the boggy lands and it's going swimmingly so far. We'll actually nip it out a low range and just cruise along here in third gear. We can just plough through this landscape. Nope, we can't. No, we can't. I'm lying to you all. Sorry. Low range, engage diff lock. We should be able to pull it out with that. You see, we're in the bog now. You just get bogged down in the bog. Surprisingly, you do get bogged down in the bog, eh? It's also nearly night time again, which is a bit annoying. Hang on, can we see the old... Oh, I can see it over there, just behind those trees. The 3 trees together over there. It's just behind that. I just saw it. Lovely. Okay, go around these rockies. Don't want to smash into them. High range, can that work over here? Yep, it can. So around those rocks... Oh, there's a big rock there. Avoid that. We don't want to smash it up. I'm also quite concerned about having a fuel tank. Thankfully, it's completely full now. I don't know if it has the slushing, I suppose, physics in. Like, if you drive with a fuel tanker like this and you don't have it split into little bladder cells or little compartments, you just have one large tank, you're just going to have lots of sloshing side to side and back to front if you're running with a half tank, which is very dangerous if you're not used to driving with that, and has caused quite a lot of turnovers in recent... Oh, well... Okay, I've cocked it because I was trying to think of stuff to say, but certainly that has caused issues, especially for the fire service who, you know, have those big water tenders. And sometimes they topple over onto the roof, which is unfortunate. But we can try now and see if we can pull this out. Let's see here, we're rendering aid. Come on. Pull it out, come on. Oh no, hang on. Can we there we go. Okay, now we're prime power as well. Oh, look at this. Oh, yes. Pull it free, come on. The old lumbering bastard back there's got to do this. But we're getting, are we going slowly forward? Oh, no, we're not, no. Stop. We need to pull forwards now. We need to get ourselves out of a mess here. Come on, just wiggle the front wheels back and forth. I can't work out whether or not it would be a good idea to refill this truck back here before we carry on. I think I got myself out of this mess. So let's try and change it into the... Oh, we've gone just too far away. Let's go into the truck back here. Parking brake on. Go into low range. Let's see here. Ah, no. We are completely stuck. Look at this. So we'll swap into this. We will slam it into... Actually, we'll go forward out here so we don't go back over the ground we've already covered. We might as well try and tear up as much sod as possible rather than go over the same patch over and over again. That might make our life later on a bit easier. So we'll swing this around here. We'll offload a couple of 100 kilos. It might make a bit of a difference, you know. So park this up here. Stop. And we then open up advanced. And then fuel cistern onto that. Thank you. That's now been fully refilled. We lost of our 900 No, hang on. How much fuel did we have in our cistern? I don't know how much fuel we had in that cistern, but I don't think... I thought it was 900, but maybe we had more, or 400. Yeah, it doesn't matter anyway. So let's see here if we can now get a bit further away. We just want to go on the other side of that massive pit that I already made. Okay, now we're getting bogged down here again. Let's try then. Go into advanced, attach winch from this to this. Apply power over here and use the winch as well to put it forwards, which is... Hang on, I need to make sure that the winch option is on drive. So now it's just pulling it, now it's not actually applying drive. So yeah, we want to have it on drive mode. Out of this menu, exit advanced mode. Oh, hang on, that was a horn. We now just got to try and put the power down. Oh dear, this doesn't seem to be working. I may need to try and set myself up on a different piece of ground. So we're trying to see if we can't get ourselves unstuck in this. It will be unfortunate if we need to bring out our entire fleet here to pull ourselves out. It's sort of like a weird situation where you just go over and over again. What's that called? Groundhog Day? Is that not? That's very appropriate actually if it is. Where you do the same thing over and over again. Insanity is also another word for it, but we'll try here. See, we're now on harder pack ground. In my mind, certainly we haven't torn it up. So we go into advanced mode. I'm not close enough to the vehicle, so go backwards, stop. Yeah, this is good. So which winch? I'm winching from the side, not from the back. See, this is a problem here. We've got a fuel tank level over here. If that has proper sloshing physics, this will be really tricky to drive at some point. But we'll wait and see. Let's go actually try and see just reverse over here so we get a bit of slack. That way we can apply throttle on two vehicles simultaneously, and then we'll try and give it a good old yank, which won't buckle the frame or anything, and we'll get it out here. So try, come on. Oh, come on. Basically, I'm now doing the Top Gear approach of applying power, and it's actually working. In hindsight, it was a mistake to bring in a loaded logging truck through the bog, who doesn't have any kind of drive on the rear axles on the trailer. But we'll just have to accept that this is the current situation that we're in. We'll have to try and work towards mending this situation. How we do that, though, is a very good question, because right now it just seems to me like we've got two trucks bogged down to their axles in mud. Although this one's actually getting a bit of traction here. I mean, this one's sort of okay on the front end, and we have a diff lock, mind, so it's sort of okay-ish. See, we're sort of putting ourselves out of this one over here, but we're just making ourselves a lot more trouble later on. Don't they say that you've got more torque in reverse? So if I reverse this one, when I try and tow the other truck, that'll do the trick. Ooh, see me logic here. So we'll go in here, we'll try and do this in... This is a problem. I've sort of half run out of area over here. We also need to put on the lights, just in case. So let's see here though. Oh, I've managed to find a gap over here. Stop there. Stop, 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 stop. And then we attach the... Hang on, what a winch, mate. Our winch, I need to do that over here with this point to that point. Thank you. And then we just go out of that. Slab it into reverse. Put on the light, reverse. Press Y to put it towards me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, give it bite. Come on. Oh, it's working. It's working. It was working. I need to build up a bigger gap to this truck over here, because even if I get bogged down, I might be able to pull him out. Or use myself as a winching point if I do get stuck. which I do appear to be now. If I go forwards, will I be able to do something here? No, indeed, it does appear that I'm pretty stuck in that truck. What about this one then? Is this stuck as well? Completely stuck? Like, is it no way for me to do this? So my plan now was to use the other truck as an anchoring point. So if I go into advanced mode, I grab onto this winch point, onto this, and but I want it to just pull. I don't want him to accelerate towards me. I want him to hold steady, and then I can hopefully get close enough to him to where it works. That's the plan anyway, to do this here. See over here, I mean, we're pulling each other closer now. This is good. We're making a slight bit of progress here, actually. So if I start winching, am I still getting progress? I'm still getting a wee bit of progress here, and the front wheels are actually on hard ground now. So if I just wiggle my front wheels furiously forwards, can I actually reach from the rear axle onto... I can. This is good. Let's see what I want to do here. Is now pull on the rear axle. See, it's actually pulling now. I actually think it's pulling away from us. Actually, I want to try and change that again over here, because it seems to be a better option to actually have it on pull here, because he's mired and I'm mired. See here. Oh, look at this. We're sort of doing a mutual tuck here. This is very good for us. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Look at this. We've got loads of movement. Loads of movement. We are turning this into a giant mud fest, but that's okay. This was really dug in, actually. Wow. I think we dug into the axle itself, which would be awful, because if the axle's dug in, then we are pretty much just resting on said axle. My last ditch effort is to attach the back of the fuel truck to the front of the logging truck. Hopefully, we'll sort of pull each other into a decent spot that actually works, but it's just a last ditch effort, as I said. Technically, if I change into Paul, because he's very stuck. Yes. Oh, look at my beautiful thinking here. Oh, look at this. Why am I not a Russian logging driver? Probably because I don't live in Russia. And it's probably a good thing I don't live in Russia, because Russia doesn't seem like a nice place to live if you're not Russian. No, this hasn't worked at all, actually. So can we attach that one? Oh, that one just can't reach. Can this one reach to... No, it can't reach to the back of it. What if I attach this to that? We go forward. We then pull. As long as one of these trucks end up getting a decent grip on something, I'm going to be happy. This hasn't worked, so put you onto pull mode. Just get you off. And we're putting something around it. I mean, I'm doing something, and that's better. Eventually, we'll just get into the molten core of the earth anyway, so it won't matter at that point. Can I actually pull myself out of this now? And by putting, I mean, obviously, you know, putting drive down, because we're sort of just on the verge here of going onto grass. Come on, get a grip. Oh my god, I'm actually doing this. Very slowly but very surely we are getting towards actual traction here. Look at this, look at that, we're angling now. We're getting so close. But I sort of have to balance this between applying too much throttle and applying too little throttle. Oh, we did it! I've done this nearly. Come on. Oh, yes, yes, come on. Come on. Just do this. Just do this, you old Ural. I'll take everything nasty I've said about you back. And I've said a lot of nasty things about you because I prefer the Camas, but I really love... We've got traction now. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Just enough to get us out. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, I've played in mud and now I want to be clean. Come on. This isn't going as well as I'd hoped, but I'll take it. We've sort of got traction here. Just get grip over here. Just get the rear axles out of that little mess we have got going on, and I'll be... Oh! I've done it! I can't believe I just done that. Okay. I'll take that. Where is that one? That is over here. I've just driven through the mess that we made. Oh, Christ. How big is that mutt pit? It's a shame it's in the middle of the night, because I'd really bloody love to see how massive that mutt pit is. So we'll swing this around. Well, we can with the headlights, can't we? Okay, that is pretty decent. That's a decent sized mutt pit, innit? Can we then try over here, now that I'm on this ground, And we go into you, onto you. Nice and gentle, forwards, 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 forwards. Apply some throttle, apply some throttle. I won't go full throttle on this. I'll just drive nice and gentle. I've sort of backed myself up against the little woodland here. But fuck me, I've very nearly done this. If we just loop our way around here. And, gee, what do we do at this point? At this point we go here, there. Then the lumber mill is like over there, so we can go through here, right? That's close enough, innit? And then we just arrive over at the lumber mill. So that's the route planned anyway. Let's go ahead over here and we'll just do this in tandem. One truck pulling the other. That's perfectly safe. Actually, I might be able to... I mean, this is actually getting decent traction, but we're also going uphill here. So once we plateau, I'll try and detach and actually drive the logging truck. I mean, here we go now. Now we're actually cresting, so we're now on the decline. To detach this, and I'll just park this nice and gentle over here on the side, where we can get it if we want to. But for now, we're going back into the one that we can't actually reach, and that pauses the game. That's over here. Alright. Release the parking brake. Low range. Gentle throttle application. That's the key to this. Oh yes. This is, and I'm very afraid of saying this, but it's actually working. We've reached the waypoint. It does take a wee while. Oh god, we've got a little bit of an incline, so we might get stuck here as well. Careful on the throttle. We don't want to give too much throttle because that tears up the soil. And that's just a whole load of trouble for me if I do that. Especially with that rear axle. I mean, look at those tyres. Those are just regular road tyres. They're not proper muddy off-roady tyres. No, 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 no. That's meant on the Russian motorway or something. That's meant to deliver like gravel to roadworks. That's not meant to do logging in the Siberian outback. Oh. Okay, that was just a bit of a stutter there. Don't know what it was, but we reached the next waypoint. Took me a minute or so to get down here, but there we go. And the next one's just over there. And now we're starting to see trouble again over here. The rear actually is digging in. I think we reached a low point. So we need to avoid the low points. That's another marker. But I think we may just be able to do this, right? We can do this. Come on. Oh, God. I've got a tree branch stuck somewhere, it looks like. On like the... Okay, no, now it's gone. Great. That's good. But that rear axle over there on the little trailer thing, that's just not... That's awful. Okay, now we're skidding off it. Skidding off road. Don't want to do that, or of course. I really want to pause to see on the map how close we are to finishing. But I really don't want to because it's going to cause all sorts of trouble. No, okay. Disregard, disregard, disregard. Just keep here. Just build up a bit of momentum. Like we have there. And just into high-low range so we give loads of power. Oh, stupid idea. I've had a stupid idea. Low range one all the way. All the way from this point on. Unless we get to something that isn't bog. Which we might at some point. Let's try and go over here. Let's try and just skirt around. The issue, of course, is that the low ground is very wet. But to get to the high ground, you need to go uphill. And it's just a mess. Just a big mess of mud. We're sort of making it okay. We've got all of the locks on the back. We haven't done any serious damage to the vehicles. Nature, that's another issue, but that's not something we're being judged on, so that's okay. Oh god, now we've got trees over here. I'm hoping that these little bushes and that will provide a bit more traction. Certainly I'm hoping that if they can live in this soil, that the soil will be a bit harder. Because obviously if it's all mud, you can't grow anything in it, because, you know, it's... I suppose it doesn't get friction, but I don't know. It's not, you know, the mud's not solid enough to sustain stuff growing out of it, because it needs some solid soil in order to do that. But I think we've actually pulled this through. I mean, surely we're through the worst now. We can actually pause here for a moment and review. Oh, we're getting near. We're through the bog. So that was tighter than it should have been getting moving again. I couldn't say anything, but wow, that was tight. We're tearing up a few bushes and that, but we'll just have to ram our way through this lot, damn it. I think I can sort of pick a way through over here. We'll go through the pines. And then I think there is a bit of a gap over... Nope, there's not, because you can see that tree. But there's a gap here that I found that I meant to go through. This was the gap I was talking about for sure. And in here we're still a bit boggy, but not too boggy. Into +1. Yeah, +1. The good thing about all of these incremental markers is that it's giving me a good satisfaction. It feels like I'm accomplishing something, damn it. All of these little intermediate marker points. Oh, and this looks like a road. This is a... Oh, God, this is a bridge. So, slow down here. Let's just take it nice and easy. Straight over here. This tiny bridge. Don't want to... Don't... No! Oh, God, don't be mean to me. Don't be mean. Don't you dare, game. Oh, thank you, game. You listened to me. You're a beautiful game, and this is a beautiful truck. I can't believe I've actually done it. It's taking me more than an hour to get loaded and to get over here, but I have actually done this. Let's not say it until we got the load offers, but it certainly appears now that I have arrived at the destination to unload 4 points. Oh yes.